Hello everyone, Dry Bright here. I've just come on after the game against Plymouth. Finished Plymouth 2 Blades 1. I just can't get my head around that performance. I thought it were shocking. Welcome back to When Saturdays Come, by the way, Dry Bright here. Where do you start with that? Where do you start with that? Before game, I was full of optimistic. I was optimistic. I thought we were going to get a good result. He made the changes, 5 changes. I thought he would have made 3. Chris Wilder, O'Hare coming in, Raksaki coming in, Clark coming in, Susie coming in, Cannon coming on, which I was surprised about. Brewster, Berrington Diaz, Campbell, Chowdhury and Sariki out. We weren't great all game. I've just listened to Chris Wilder's interview. I'll put it on at end, and I'm not agreeing with that. I thought he were wrong. I thought we were poor. I thought we didn't play with confidence. If you're talking about character, and if you're talking about belief, and if you're talking about determination to win a football game, we're not talking about Sheffield United today. We're talking about Plymouth Argyle. Coming back from 1-0 down to win 2-1. You know, I don't expect us to be going to Plymouth and coming back to win 2-1. Having gone 1-0 up with a great goal from Raksaki, by the way. You know, only danger Plymouth possessed in that game were from long throw-ins and set pieces. And for the most part, we dealt with them quite comfortably. There was nothing in game. It was bitty. In first half, there was nothing really. You could just feel the anxiety, whether it was just me or whether it was on the pitch or whatever. We didn't seem to be playing with that belief and that determination to go on and win game. It's looked if we were lacking confidence. And them 2 defeats against Oxford and Millwall have definitely knocked the stuffing out of us completely. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's just my opinion. And today it's shown. Without any doubt, the confidence has gone. The automatics have gone. They can dress it up however they want. They're not going to come back from that when they've got to go to Burnley. Do you think Burnley are going to give that up? Not a chance. We've got to go through the nightmare of the playoffs now, I would think, unless you disagree with me that. I mean, you can never say never, but, you know, I just thought game were very disjointed, very scrappy. There were no composure. There were no quality. There were nothing to make me, when I was watching it, excited to think and believe that I was confident that we were going to go on and win the game comfortably. I mean, Chris Wilder talked about coming out second half, getting that second goal. We never looked like getting that second goal. Even when Campbell the threw, that was awful effort when he only had to do was just a cross keeper. So he smashed it inside netting. Okay, if it had gone in, it'd have been a great goal and blah, 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 and all the rest of it. But he didn't. And I said in my last video, you know, if, coulds and maybe, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Don't mean a thing to me if you don't do it. You didn't do it. We were just very poor. I mean, it was Robbo's defending what caused that goal. And Sousa saved his blushes by getting that tackle which caused him to be injured to go off. And from the corner, they scored from it. So, you know, I'm not going to point fingers and keep blaming players. But it was his fault. He's got one in him. He always does it. He's capable of doing it. And it does me head in. You know? I'm just trying to find... See, the first goal is very important. How many times when we score first do we lose? We hardly lost. But today, we didn't look as if we were going to hang on. We always looked if we were going to concede to me at times. having said that, I'm contradicting myself slightly because I actually felt we were quite comfortable in the game for the most part. You know, it weren't until Plymouth made the changes and threw the big lad up front and got that equaliser that they believed they were going to win that game, and we didn't. We didn't believe we could go on and get the winner and finish them off. It drives you mad. You know, I just, you know, I'm trying to find, I can't find any positives to come out of that game as I could against Millwall, and I couldn't against Oxford either. And again, we've lost our way. We've just lost, the rails have come off, the wheels have come off, undoubtedly come off. And there are commotions at end of game. I don't know if you've seen it on Sky with Wilder said so much to a couple of players and they're a bit of argy-bargy, tunnel after. And you can't blame Plymouth players for enjoying the moment. They've just come back, they're fighting for their lives, and all credit to them. They shown the belief to try and win a game of football where we didn't. And, you know, Cannon were never in game in first half. How many? I think he had 5 touches. We had 75% at play possession. We didn't do any. There were no quality. Where's it gone? Where's the goals have gone? They just dried up. You know, we're just relying on moments of quality to get us through a game, and it's not good enough. It's not. We just need to do more. And you know, we've got the playoffs coming up. I can't. I don't fear us in that. We all know as Blade fans what happens in those playoffs. I think it's about 10 times or whatever it is, how many times we've played in them, and God knows what, we've not won any. And I don't believe we'll win this one if we've just did bad form at wrong time. We're lacking confidence at wrong time. We're lacking belief at wrong time. We're lacking character at wrong time. You can say what you want. They've got to go it up. They can talk as much as they want. But they've got to go on that pitch and do it. But they haven't done it. Plymouth showing all the characters and determination that we should be showing to win a game of football. And we didn't do it. And it's doing me head in because I'm the most optimistic person you could think that I am, that I think we could win a game of football. Sheffield United have got the quality players on that pitch to win a game of football. So what is it? Is it belief? Is it the confidence being drained out of them? Is it Chris Wilder? Is there something missing from? I can't get my head around from we played Coventry City, played their best football, probably the best performance of the season, and then suddenly wheels come off. Why? What's gone wrong from that Coventry performance to Oxford, to Millwall, to Plymouth? So what's gone wrong in those 3 games for us to turn that type of performance, for the wheels to come off? You know, put your comments in. You tell me. I'm throwing out my frustration on here now because I just can't. What I've just seen is a total disaster. From where we were, from the Oxford game, 2 points clear, to, is it 4 points, wherever it is, we're behind now. We've got Burnley to play away, and we've just defensively total disarray. And, you know, we've got Holding on bench. Why didn't you bring Holding on? Why didn't you bring Holding on? He could have, the big lad come on. So why didn't you bring Holding on? I'd like to show it up when we you know, it made sense to me to do that. But we went for, fair credit to bring in, to go for it, but we didn't look like scoring. That was the point. We never got over the ball. We didn't show that quality. In the final third, it was poor all game. Wasn't it? It just, there were just no, there was nothing there in that final third. 75% possession and no quality to finish teams off. So, The wheels have come off. I'm disappointed. I am absolutely gutted. Not disappointed. I can take defeats on chin. We can bounce back. I can be optimistic like everybody else can. But I just found that were unacceptable today. And Plymouth showed on. Oh no, I'm not taking nothing away from Plymouth, by the way, at all. I'll try and give an unbiased view on it because I'm a Sheffield United fan. I don't want the Blades to win, but I'm not going to diss Plymouth. It's not their fault. It's not their fault what we've done. They've shown all the qualities that we should be showing to win a game of football, and they did it. So what's happened? You know, I saw Chris Wilder. We saw. I've got it on video. I'll put it on. Chris Wilder going in middle of pitch, giving a dressing down to players or whatever he was saying to them. You know, that would probably remain private between them. But Chris didn't really offer any answers to what went wrong in the game on his interview after. To me, he didn't come across to me and say, "Oh, I know it's disappointing, everybody. I'm really sorry. We'll fight back. Come on. We're never going to give up. We're going to fight till the end. And if we don't get it automatics, we'll get it playoffs. We'll have a bash of that." None of that. Where was the optimistic? Where is the optimism coming from the manager to us to tell us, "Come on, guys, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. It's not over yet." Nothing. So I'm gutted. I feel zanked out. I just feel it's drained me. It's that this week has physically. Well, not physically, mentally drained me watching those three performances against Oxford, Millwall and today. That is just like, I don't know what you lot think. Whether you agree with me or not, just put them in comments below. I'd let me know what you think, because it's just like done me head in. And we've got to rock up again on Friday and watch it again. So, God knows. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not the manager. If you've got the answer to that, put them in the comments below. Let me know. Thank you for subscribing. I just felt I need to sound off and get it out of my system. I just I need some therapy. I need to give my head a wobble and try and get my head around this and have a drink or something. But it's disappointing, isn't it? And let's just hope we can find something next Friday against Cardiff City, and hopefully build some confidence towards, because we need to rebuild confidence. We need to rebuild confidence to go into playoffs, don't we? Because if we go into playoffs without any confidence, might as well not bother. You might as well just say, write it off. Let's think about next season. Who are we going to keep? Who are we going to let go? Who's going to stay or whatever? But we'll not come to that yet. There'll be another day for it to discuss that, and we will. So anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry it's a downtrodden bride from after that deployment. And you poor guys coming all the way back from Plymouth having had to watch that, you must be absolutely gutted. So all praise for you guys going down there and supporting team, and hope you have a safe journey back, or had a safe journey back by the time you've watched this. But I'll leave it at that. Put your comments in below. I'm a disappointed Bry over the Blades, and we'll chat again. Hopefully, if we've got any more news coming out during the week, and we'll discuss Cardiff City.
Into the tunnel area, that's often where the players maybe feel there's a bit of protection,
a bit of privacy as well.
A bit of privacy. It gets heated. I think, to be fair to Chris, he goes and looks.
Have you ended up losing that, Chris?
Yeah, I know I'm going to be scratching my head, I think, for quite a long time, but you can't afford to lose 3 games in a week like we have done. We needed to be consistent in approach, performance and attitude and results over this last week, and to lose to a team at the bottom of the league that fight for their life. So I respect that and congratulate Plymouth Argyle. To lose away at Oxford, who were struggling at the time, and to lose an home game and to not pick up any points in 3 games is obviously going to massively hurt you. And stop you getting to the position where you wanted to be.
It was a lovely goal to put you ahead, but did you do enough to get that second goal?
No, we didn't. We had enough of the ball, enough play, but we needed to go and get that second goal and go for the jugular a bit more, but we didn't. And you know, the reaction or what will happen in that game happened. They're going to chuck it on and they're going to stick a boy at the top of the pitch, and you know, long throws, and they were direct with it, which absolutely no issue. They're fighting for their lives and they're in a different situation to what we are. So there was always going to be that fight to the end, but to kill that, because we killed it first half, we got ourselves in front at half time, so mission accomplished up to half time, and now was the time to go and get that second goal. And we just weren't good enough in around the final third, really. And obviously when it's 1-0, the game can quickly turn, and it's obviously quickly turned.
Yeah, did you feel like they had the momentum once they'd scored the first?
Well, no, I think Tyrese Campbell's gone through and should score, really. So, but we should be chasing the game, or chasing to go and get a winner. The game should be put to bed, and we should be comfortable 2-3. You know, then they come out and we catch them on the counter attack. But we didn't. We you know, I can't really put my finger on it. You know, we talked about half time going and getting that second and really killing the game. There's enough experience out there, and there's enough quality. And we didn't use our experience, and we certainly didn't use our quality. Some good players on the pitch for us there, and we have to find those better or bigger moments in the last 25 half an hour. And there was a couple, we got into good positions, but final bit at the end it decides games. And if we got ourselves 2 up, 3 up, then the game's done and dusted, and we leave here in a different emotion.
Emotions were running high at the end. What happened heading into the tunnel?
Yeah, nothing really. No, absolutely nothing really. You know, they're celebrating a big win and they're coming off, and unfortunately our supporters are in the stand right next to the tunnel. So yeah, get everybody in. I spoke to their manager. He's you know, good as gold, and he understands the situation just as much as I do, and the referee and the assessor. So you know, emotions run high in a game of football, which I've always said. Emotions run high, especially for their boys as well, because it's a huge win for them. You know, I'm sure if we'd have won the game today, then that would have made it double difficult for them to stay in division. So they've given themselves a fighting chance in staying in the division, and we've given up another massive opportunity to get in touch and close the gap to Leeds United and Burnley. So yeah, we're not in a great position because of a week full of poor results, and we have to accept that, and we have to own that, and we certainly will, and reset Monday and go and try and get another result on Friday.
It's changed very quickly though, hasn't it? To go from top to 5 points behind with 4 games left. Have you got to believe that it can change quickly again?
Well, we talked about today a big performance and a win, and I thought the performance was decent. We just didn't do enough to go and get that second goal. I never felt in danger. I think always the threat of a long throw or a corner, and obviously the equaliser comes from a corner, which we've not dealt with well enough. Vinny's had to come off the pitch, which is obviously a big marker for us as well, so that's gone against us. But we really should we shouldn't have to deal with you know, being just 1-0 up at that stage of the game, because we had the game under control. We were under no threat really. It was coming a little bit desperation from their point of view, but then we have to show the qualities that you need at this stage of the season, and basically at this stage of a game, really, to go to 2 and 3, and we didn't. We paid the price.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers.